What's up? What's up? Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Uh, ladies and gentlemen, this is your favorite sports podcast, like father, like son. And as you can see, the son is on FaceTime because he is
Hello.
not able to be here.
My laptop shorted out on itself, I guess,
Yeah.
during the pre-show. So I'm here on FaceTime with you guys. So we'll see if this works out well.
Yeah. Whoa. Hold on. There he is. There's that beautiful face. So, we're gonna do it like this. This is like father, like son, sports podcast. Man, me and Tyler come on here every week. We talk the latest sports, whether it's NFL, NBA, college sports, and we do this to build our relationship more than anything. Man, we love sports, and I'm so happy that he has found his love of sports. So now it gives us something to bond over, and that's a beautiful thing. And so, this podcast is more therapeutic for me and him, and hopefully it's entertaining for you guys, and hopefully you get a lot out of it, a lot of value, because we so thoroughly enjoy doing this thing. So today we're going to talk about the college football playoffs and the bracket that's already laid out. We're going to give our predictions all the way through the championship game. Okay? And so I'll defer to Tyler. I think, Tyler, do you got a bracket pulled up?
I'm pulling it up right now. I just realized I don't have it on my laptop like I usually would. So,
okay. So while he's pulling that up, if you're not a subscriber, do that for us. Join our fan base, man. Be a part of this. We'd love to have you on, contributing to the show and just being an awesome part of what we're building here. So it's going to be a total college football show. So we're starting with
all right,
playoffs.
Well, I have it pulled up right here. So,
okay,
in the first round of the college playoffs.
So let's look at college football playoff round one.
Okay, number one. You have.
So before we do that, Tyler, let's talk about whether they got it right or not, because that's been a big topic. Obviously, I think these teams have been in the top 10 to 12 to 15 all season. I feel like they got it right for the most part, but there's a lot of people that feel like SMU shouldn't be in. What do you say? What do you think, since SMU lost the championship game in the ACC to your Clemson Tigers?
I think it's okay. I don't have any team that I would rather be in instead of them. I'm not upset that Alabama's not in the playoffs right now, and that's a team that people were already saying shouldn't really make it in anyways. But when people complain about SMU being there, that's also the first team I hear them throw in that should be there instead.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, well, pick which one you want. Do you want them here or not? Because if they're not going to be here, then SMU is going to be here to replace them.
Yeah, and it was probably mostly Alabama fans screaming or I've seen a lot of big school alums and fans because they think the SEC just has a better schedule, so that just means they should get in at every single point.
Yeah.
And that's just not the case. I don't care that Alabama had more top 25 victories than SMU. SMU reached their conference championship game. That matters. That means something. It should mean something to most people. It doesn't mean something to everybody, right? But it should. Yeah.
Yeah,
because,
I agree.
And so I feel like they got in and they deserved to be in. And Alabama should have won games. They shouldn't have lost 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't complain when you lose it on the field. And you didn't lose 3 games to a top 25 talent. You lost a game to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. SMU didn't lose to Vanderbilt.
No, they did not.
They lost to freaking Clemson. So, that's one talking point. The other do you have another talking point or?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, the other talking point was the seeding, right?
Okay.
A lot of people are upset about how these guys were seeded, complaining that Boise has a bye, complaining that Arizona State has a bye. Before these teams won their conferences, nobody expected Arizona State to win the Big 12. I didn't hear anybody complaining about the top 4 conference champions getting byes. Before this, I didn't hear the complaints. Oh, Arizona State won their conference, they get a bye. Boise State was in the top 10 all year, won their conference, they get a bye.
There you go.
So now they're complaining. That was crazy to me, and to me, it made guys lose credibility. What about you? What do you think about that?
Again, I don't have the biggest problem with it in the world. No, I don't. I really have no opinion. It's okay to me. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't really anger me. Even as a Clemson fan and us being we're up and down throughout the rankings a lot this year. And while I can think that we are a better team than Arizona State and we won our conference, they got it, we didn't. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cry over something like that.
Absolutely not. But I guarantee you, if SMU had have gotten knocked out because they wanted a 3-loss Alabama team in, it would have, the next person to be on the cusp like that, instead of playing in their championship game, they would probably defer. And if I was them, I would too. I would say, no, that's okay. I'm going to keep my spot here because I know I'm going to be in the CFP, and I'm going to let somebody else duke it out in the championship game. Yeah. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's what a lot of these guys are trying to do.
I agree.
Yeah.
Something I did find out that was interesting.
What's up?
I didn't know that Notre Dame was independent. So, my friend just gave me the rundown of what that basically means. So I didn't know that they weren't able to even get a bye. Like, they couldn't have.
Yeah, because of the way the rules were set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they never would have gotten a bye because they couldn't be a conference champion.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting.
Off
topic, but still on topic at the same time.
Yeah. It hurts them in that way, but it also helps them that they can build their own schedule and they don't have to go through a conference gauntlet. They don't have to play in a conference championship game in which they could possibly lose and get knocked out of the CFP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they can't get a bye, but they'll take that just for the chance of making the CFP 8 out of 10 times, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, my dude. Okay. So now we're on to round 1 of the CFP, and we're on to let's look at Clemson versus Texas. So give your take on that, and who do you think is going to pull it out? Which, you know.
Look, I know what everyone's doing. I know I've heard so much. I just told my coworkers at my new job that I am a Clemson fan, and they all went in on me about how we're gonna lose by 48, we're gonna lose by 35, we're gonna have the biggest score margin in the world. And I don't think so. Do I think it's gonna be an easy game for us? Of course not. I'd be a fool to say so. And I think we'll win, and I think we'll win close, like we won close with. If I say like we won close with SMU, people are gonna be like, it's not gonna be that easy, and it's not. I'm not comparing those two schools to one another, those two teams. I'm not trying to directly like that, but I believe we'll win. But I don't believe that we're gonna like. I don't. Even if we lose, I don't think it's gonna be by the destructive margin that it was. And did one of our 2 losses this year come from Georgia?
Yeah.
Who they played a much better game against?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But it was also week 1, first game of the year, and then we went on a tear afterwards. I just think maybe it's a little not fluky. They definitely beat us like 34-3.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're much more warmed up now. The end of the year, it is the playoffs. Playoff ball is different ball than regular season.
Yeah.
I don't think we're exiting the first round. I'm predicting. No, I'll say never. I'm not going to say.
Okay.
No,
but you are predicting Clemson to win.
I think we'll win probably by like 3 or by 5.
Okay. No, that's good, man. All right. So my take on it. Clemson got into the CFP by the hair on their chin, right? 3-point victory over SMU. If they'd have lost, they would have been out.
Yeah.
So they were probably the last team to get in, right?
Yeah.
They'll be the first team to get out. I think UT just has too much firepower, and too many athletes, and I think they're hungry because remember they were in the CFP last year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of those guys that are still there from last year, they're it's driving them that they lost last year. I think I think at least the first round game and possibly the second round game, they're going to come out balls to the wall, ready to play. And I expect them to dominate Clemson.
How did you do this to me? How did you do this to me?
Got to be honest, man. All right. Next first round game. Tennessee versus Ohio State. And all right, so I will let me try that. So I'll go first. I've all season I've felt that that Ohio State has sort of been, overly hyped, right? They find ways to win, and they've been beating good teams. I just feel like they're overhyped, and I'm not putting that loss to Michigan in high regard. That was a rivalry game, and Michigan just won the dang thing. That in no way implies the quality of team Ohio State had. I still think they have a really good team. Tennessee, I feel like They have a really good team as well. This is going to be a close game. And in the end, I feel like I'm going to take Tennessee. I feel like because I do feel like the Michigan loss is going to linger a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like there's been so much bad press regarding Ryan Day and his job security that the players and the coaching staff just can't block all of that out. They just can't. And I feel like that's going to distract them in a way that'll cause them to lose a close game in Tennessee. What do you think?
There you go. Well, Dad, I agree. I also have Tennessee winning. I've grown to dislike Will Howard a lot throughout the year. I'd go as far as say I think Will Howard's kind of a bum. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think he's that great.
Okay.
This can look nice. That's okay. I just don't think he's that great, and I don't think it's any of what he's been capable of in college is going to translate whenever he enters the league if he gets drafted.
Right.
And yeah, I share the opinion with you that they're kind of overrated. I think Ohio State fans think their team's a lot better than they are.
Yep.
And they're all very confident that they're going to coast through Tennessee. But Tennessee is also a good team. Yep. And I think that freshman quarterback of theirs is going to get them through.
There you go. Absolutely. All right. Next first round game. All right. Now, so this is a tricky game, a tricky seed. You know, I like to look at seedings in terms of March Madness because that's really the main seeding that we see. And the 11-6 is always damn near a coin flip.
Right.
In this case, I feel like SMU has been a good team, and I felt like they could possibly beat a team or two from one of the big conferences if they had beaten Clemson. Clemson, to me, showed some chinks in the armor of SMU. And so I feel like they feel like they can be beaten now. I think before Clemson, SMU didn't feel like they could be beaten. They felt like they could win it all. I don't feel like they feel that right now. And I don't feel like Penn State is going to look over them. But I don't feel like Penn State is going to feel like they can lose to SMU either. I feel like Penn State will win by 10.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I actually agree with everything you said. You basically said what I was going to say. Not exactly, but as close to exactly as you can.
It's because we father like son, baby.
Yeah, like father like son sports. Exactly. There you go. Yeah. I have a little. I mean, I'd have said they'd have won by a little more, but
14.
You really said everything I was going to say.
You feel like Penn State gonna win by 2 touchdowns?
Good.
Yeah. They could easily win by 2 touchdowns. You know, depending on the mindset of SMU, right? Because physically they'll be bigger and stronger, faster, maybe not, because SMU has got a lot of speed on that team. But in the second half is where bigger, stronger teams wear down smaller, faster teams.
Yep.
We'll see.
We will see.
Yep. Oh, where you at, man? There you go. I click the button. There you go. All right. Next up, do we have another round 1 game? Yeah. Last round 1 game. Indiana, Notre Dame. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. Now this is more so because I don't know much about Indiana or the games they played this year.
Yep.
When my friends talk about them, though, it's as though they're not really that great, and they just kind of got in here. So I don't have all the information on them, so I can't really give even the best answer in the world as to why I think Notre Dame's going to win. But I like Notre Dame, and after finding out they're in an independent conference thing, so they can't get in through championship.
Yeah.
It kind of made me like them a little more. To me, it's like they kind of got to fight a little harder to
yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
They don't have a gimme game to get in. You know?
Right.
I'm not saying conference championship is a gimme game, but like it is kind of win.
Yeah. So Indiana, it's funny that they're the 10 seed and SMU's the 11 seed because SMU could easily be the 10 seed and Indiana could easily be the 11 seed. To me, they're very similar in that they are both came out of nowhere, right? They both had amazing starts to the season to put them in this position to be in the CFP. Indiana also felt invincible, right? Until they lost to Ohio State. And so now they very well could beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame had some shaky moments this season.
Yeah.
Although lately they've been playing really good ball, they've had some shaky moments. But Indiana has been beaten now, and so that is in their minds as well as their opponents' minds. Like there isn't this aura of invincibility. Same with SMU, and they're a smaller Big Ten school.
Yeah,
and so I think Notre Dame will go in with all the confidence in the world. But I'm gonna pick the upset.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna pick Indiana to knock off Notre Dame, and if you've been following Indiana, their coach is a rock star. He knows how to get the most out of his players, and I think that loss to Ohio State is behind them. And if you notice, I don't think they're gonna dwell on that, and I don't think that's gonna hurt them as much as the loss to Clemson will probably be in the minds of SMU. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 10-7, which again in March Madness can be a 50-50 coin flip. In this instance, I'm picking the 10 seed Indiana Hoosiers to knock off the 7 seed Notre Dame Golden Domers, and they're both from Indiana, so that's it would be a rivalry if Indiana was any good, other than this year. But it's not a rivalry. But maybe this CFP matchup will create an ongoing rivalry. We'll see. Yeah, but I'm picking Indiana to pull the upset and win by a touchdown or more.
Okay.
Plus minus 6.5. Yeah.
All right.
I'm picking them to win by a touchdown or more. All right. So you got Notre Dame, I got Indiana. We shall see. All right. So let's look at the first quarterfinals. So I didn't. We have picked, and I think we're the same on every game except this game, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope. You chose Texas to beat Clemson.
Oh yeah. So 2 games that would not. So I have Arizona State versus UT. You have Arizona State versus Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Arizona State's chances versus Clemson?
Well, I think that beating Texas, after defeating Texas, a very, as you said, high-powered team. You know, they got a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
They can score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Well, after holding them out and coming off of that victory, Arizona State looks like a breath of fresh air. A much easier team to beat. I'm not going to say that they would still be hard, but I mean, like, sorry, running over my own words here. I just think that Arizona State's going to be in, like I said, a breath of fresh leaf after the game that we are going to go through on Saturday against Texas.
Okay. But you
will have reinforced.
But you do know that Arizona State, well, they won their conference. They won the Big 12. Does that matter to you?
No. Because we won the ACC.
Yeah, absolutely. So for you, it'll be Big 12 champ versus ACC champ, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be feeling good. We're going to be feeling great. And we're still going to be hungry because we just defeated a hell of a team. We're not going to let this team that's not talked about as highly as they were come in here and end it all for us. And I think we go out there and we beat Arizona State.
There you go. All right. So I predict UT versus Arizona State.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And again, Arizona State is a quality Big 12 team. They'd be 7-5 in the SEC. Maybe. That's a maybe.
Okay.
So I expect UT to come out and handle business. Arizona State has been playing well. I want to say their quarterback has been doing some really good things. But UT's defense is tops in the country. Yeah. So I expect them to come out after smashing Clemson and smash Arizona State, play smash mouth football, and make it to the national semifinal.
All right.
Let's look at the next quarterfinal. Next quarterfinal is Oregon versus Tennessee. So, did we both have Tennessee?
We both had Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. Tennessee winning a close one. Absolutely. And for this one, for me, my opinion is Oregon. They'll be on a bye, resting folks. Maybe getting the young guys a lot of reps in practice. They're going to come into this game really, really fresh.
Yeah.
All that speed, really, really fresh legs. Tennessee is a quality SEC opponent. And the reason I say that is because that defense, I think, is going to be different than what Oregon is used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so they're going to be smash mouth if they can catch them. Now, my prediction is that Oregon is going to win because I feel like they are the top team in the country, and I really feel like they're the number 2 team in the country. They could be 1, 2, or 3, but I feel like they're a better team than Tennessee. They'll be well rested. Tennessee will be beaten up from playing a tough game against Ohio State, and I feel like Oregon will exploit that. What do you think?
I agree. I think that Oregon is going to beat them quite handedly. That team is just so good. The Oregon Ducks is football I love to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
And I love doing Gabriel too. I hope that he finds his way to Cleveland in the draft. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be all that close.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have Oregon by a lot.
Okay.
By a lot. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good deal. So we both have Oregon advancing to the semifinals. No, the next quarterfinal. Boise versus, we both had Penn State, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Boise versus Penn State. As quality opponent as Penn State is, they don't scare me. I feel like Boise's running game and physical offensive linemen can cause Penn State problems. And for that reason, I have Penn State losing to Boise. I have Boise State winning this matchup.
Yeah, Boise State winning.
Yes, I do.
I agree. I also do. GT is just an issue, and people always talk about conference to conference, going to bigger and better schools, playing bigger and better teams. He's not going to be the same, but I don't know. Until I see him until he completely shuts him down.
Yeah.
And he gets like 13 yards off of 13, like
12 carries.
Until I see it happen, then I'm not going to believe it. And I think he's way too much of a force.
Yeah.
For me to bet against, especially in his first game after resting on the bye.
I agree, and Penn State has a tough physical Big Ten defense. However, I feel like until I see them shut down Genty, I feel like Boise State can get this matchup.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And before we move on, they're fighting to prove that, you know.
Yeah.
Because all year, everyone that's trying to discredit GT from getting the Heisman is either bringing up Travis Hunter being the best wide receiver / DB ever, or they're saying, well, he's not doing this against actual good defenses.
Right.
So they're not only playing because they want to win the college football playoffs. They're playing to prove that our boys really like this, and we all really like this.
Yeah.
You know, I think they might end up at the end of the day wanting it more than Penn State will.
Right. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Good point. Our last quarterfinal game. Georgia versus,
for me, Notre Dame, Georgia.
What do you think?
You, it is Indiana, Georgia.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. You know, I talked about how I don't like Will Howard all that much.
Yep.
While I think Carson Beck is a better player, I still don't like Carson Beck all that much either. Maybe it's just what I'm seeing about the dude on social media that's really driving this. But
so
I don't like you.
So you don't want Cleveland to draft Carson Beck?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Stay away, please. Please stay away.
Yeah.
But as I said, if I don't like you, then it's gonna be hard for me to choose you, even if it's like you're the glaring winner right in front of someone's face.
Yeah.
And even now, I don't think that they're the glaring winner. And I don't think they will be the winner. I think Notre Dame comes in, they don't destroy them, but they take them out. It's a close game, and then they win.
Okay. And
less than a touchdown.
There's a lot of holes in that theory.
That's okay. Again, this isn't based off of ball. This is based off, I don't like him.
No, I get you. I get you. And he's hurt. I'm not even sure he's gonna play.
Oh, he's not even playing.
But the backup is better than him.
I don't even know the backup's name.
Yeah, the backup is a former 5-star. Just been waiting his turn. He ain't getting the portal. He been standing there waiting his turn. And he came in against UT and just lit it up in the conference championship game.
I didn't even know all that.
Yeah.
So,
hey man, you gotta watch ball, baby.
I know.
So this is what. No, it's okay. This is what I will say. Even minus their starting quarterback, Notre Dame has not. No. Okay, so I said Georgia's starting quarterback, then I went to Notre Dame. So let me start over and say Notre Dame just hasn't looked like a champion all year to me. They look like a very good team. Georgia has more than not looked like a champion all year. They have 2 hiccups. They've looked dominating when they need to be dominating, and mainly twice against UT. And I fully expect Georgia to rally around. I can't think of the quarterback's name, but he is a former 5-star, really good quarterback. Came in against UT. UT probably would have won that game if Carson Beck had stayed. That's just how badly he was playing. But they hurt him, and the backup came in and he led the offense to some points, and they won that game in overtime.
There you go.
Yeah, so I expect Georgia to defeat Notre Dame handedly. You know, and that's probably by multiple touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I respect.
Well, you also said Texas would do that to Clemson. We all know that's not true. So
I respect Notre Dame's defense, and the coach has a defensive mind. But Georgia has some dogs, some horses that I don't think Notre Dame is ready for.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's no. I picked Indiana, bro.
You did.
Yeah, I'm just not thinking about that, man.
You gave your opinion on mine though, and that's okay.
Yeah, I did. So, start over. Rewind. Georgia versus Indiana is who I picked, and I could have a similar take as the Notre Dame take, because I don't think Indiana stands a snowball's chance in hell of competing with Georgia. Georgia hung with Ohio State. No, my bad. Indiana hung with Ohio State the first half, and then they got blew out in the second half. I feel like Georgia is that much more better than Ohio State. I feel like Indiana may be able to hang with Georgia for a quarter, but that's about it. So if it's Georgia versus Indiana, I feel like Georgia by 3 touchdowns when it's all said and done.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, you know, I'm on this drink, man. I can't even remember who I picked 10 minutes ago. All right. Dad's semifinal.
There we go.
First one.
So,
I have UT versus Oregon. Two really good teams. You have to be in the final 4 of college playoffs, right?
Right.
But I feel like in this matchup, UT, I feel like it's defense versus offense, and UT is number 1 defense in the country. Oregon, minus having the numbers in front of me, I feel like their offense is in the top 5, right? So I feel like it's going to be a defense versus offense, and Oregon, their defense has to, stop UT's offense, which will be tough. I feel like UT will physical this game up where Oregon maybe wears down in the second half. UT maybe wins it by 7, maybe 3.
Okay.
Yep, that's my first semifinal. Now you want to go to yours, and you have Clemson versus Oregon. What do you think?
Well, I think that well, I'm going to say my pick first. I picked Oregon beating us in the semifinals.
Oh, okay.
I have us losing by probably like 10, maybe 14, maybe 2 scores. And yeah, I think we're going to play hard for it, and we're going to want it. We beat Texas to get here. We beat Arizona State to get here. I think Oregon's just going to play better for it. I'm not even going to say they're going to want it more. I just don't see us beating that team.
It's okay. So. It's okay to say Oregon is just a much better team. That's okay to say that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to agree that it is okay to say that. And yeah, I think we're going to lose. Texas is a great team too. I think our hunger and our willpower is going to carry us to defeat them in that game. I think the increased hunger we get after winning that is going to help us beat Arizona State, even though I don't think we need it to help us to beat them. I don't think that it's going to be enough to get us past Oregon, however.
Okay. Yeah, I think that.
So.
Okay. All right.
We're going to beat that one.
All right. So now let's go to your next semifinal before we go to my next semifinal.
Okay, deal.
All right. Your next semifinal. What say you?
Notre Dame, Boise, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Notre Dame and Boise State. Well, I actually changed my mind on this in the midst of this.
Hey, man, it's on the banner now, man. You can't change your mind on the banner. You got to roll with it, buddy. Roll with it. You got Boise versus Notre Dame, man. Who do you think? You think Notre Dame gonna beat? Oh man, this dude. So, let's try and get Tyler back on the line. He was right in the middle of giving his prediction. His phone might have went dead, so we'll see. So, what do you guys think? Whatever you think, leave comments in the comment section. And yeah, his phone probably went dead. I don't know why it wasn't been charged up. And we'll respond to every single comment. So Tyler has a semifinal of Notre Dame versus Boise State. And he has Notre Dame defeating Boise State. I don't know his reasoning, so I'll leave that for him whenever he comes back. Let's go. My second semifinal: Georgia versus Boise State. I feel like Boise State will make it to the semis, and it'll be a 2-3 matchup, and they will they'll run into a brick wall. They will run into the brick wall of Georgia, and Ashton Jeanty will find it tough sledding. I won't be surprised if he doesn't reach 100 yards against Georgia, and that's simply because I don't feel like that offensive line can keep those Georgia dogs off out of that backfield. Now, if they do, they will shock the shit out of me. But I don't think they can. Just not enough big, strong guys. Georgia has them in waves. All right. So now we've reached the national championship round. Dag. I mean, it's inevitable, right? For Georgia and Texas to meet for a third time this year. Georgia won the first two. Blew them out the first time. Won in overtime in the SEC championship. I feel like UT is going to get this one. But only if Arch Manning starts. If Quinn Ewers starts, I feel like Georgia has his number. Arch Manning starts, I feel like he's more accurate downfield. He's a better runner, and Ewers may even be hurt, and Arch is healthy. So I feel like if UT starts Arch Manning in the national championship game, they will defeat Georgia after losing twice to them this season. Two really good teams. It's going to either be 3 times as a charm for Georgia, or UT starts Arch Manning and the third time is a charm for them. Tyler. Has Oregon versus Notre Dame.
Please leave your message for 3.
Well, my boy, I'll call him after this is over. We're almost wrapping up. He has Oregon versus Notre Dame. And I'm pretty sure he has Oregon winning. Why do I have CFP first round still on the thing? I don't feel like he would have Notre Dame beating Oregon, but he may. He may have his reasons. But he and I put $10 on each round, each game. Not each round, but each game. And so I'm going to make him pay my money. We're going to see who wins what. And I'm going to say, sell me my money. What do you guys think? I feel like UT is going to win the national championship this year. Their second year. No. First year in the SEC. Second year in the CFP. First year in the SEC. Am I right about that? I think so. I feel like they're going to win the national championship over Georgia. A lot of other good teams. Tennessee's a good one. Ohio State. Now, so the ones that have buys, Arizona State. I don't know, man. I'm not sure they're ready to even get out of the quarterfinals. Boise State, I believe, can make a run. I really believe they can. And of course, I believe Oregon can win it all. They just got to find that physicality or the right matchup. If UT loses to Clemson, all bets are off. If Georgia loses to Tennessee, all bets are off. So it's all about matchups when you get this far. No, if Georgia, if they lose to Notre Dame, or who else will Georgia play? You know, I don't feel like Georgia's going to lose until the championship round, if that. I feel like UT won't either. I could be wrong, but I feel like it's another collision course between UT and Georgia, two SEC opponents. And it's crazy because UT is a Big 12 team. But they're in the league 1 year and all of a sudden they're SEC tough. I don't know. What do you guys think? Have they always been SEC tough, or did they recruit towards the SEC knowing that they had an eye on going to the SEC? Because you just try and recruit the best players. You don't recruit SEC players. You recruit the best players. And they choose you or they don't. Texas has been getting a lot of top 10, top 5 recruiting classes, even while they were in the Big 12. And yet, they won the Big 12 last year, came close to winning the SEC this year. Georgia, now on the other hand, has been SEC ready, SEC dominant ever since Mark Richt. Kirby Smart could have had so many head jobs before he took the Georgia job. I don't know if it was him saying, let me be patient, or if it was Saban saying, yo, Kirby, that's not the right move for you. That's not the right move for you. Whatever it was, whoever it was, it worked. The Georgia job came open, and he was hired. And I feel like they won, what, 2 national titles with Kirby Smart? Will have been in 3 or 4. They'll be in it again this year. They'll be right there. They either will beat UT for a 3rd time this year, or they won't. Don't think Clemson's going to beat UT. Arizona State. If Arizona State beats UT, it'll be a shocker of all shockers. Coming to the Big 12 for their first year in the Big 12, right? But Arizona State been playing good ball. I know one thing. I'm here for it. It's all going to be exciting, and I am here for it. So, hope you guys enjoyed these picks. Hope you enjoyed my son Tyler being on FaceTime. His computer died or froze up or something. So we was on FaceTime for the entire episode, basically, except these last 5-10 minutes. And he did an excellent job. We'll see whose picks reign supreme. I have a feeling that mine will. Tyler's great. He's in the sports, man. His thing, his love is the NFL. I am getting him into college football. I can tell he's getting into college football more and more. But right now, I could see teams and how they're going to do based on my years of experience before he does. And so I feel like my bracket is gonna be there. And he did good picking Notre Dame. We'll see. We picked Boise and I picked Boise. We'll see, but hey man, you gotta pick the big boys. You don't bet against Georgia. And I'm an Aggie, so I could easily be like, man, just hate on UT, right? I'm not gonna hate on them because I've been watching them all year trying to hate on them. I hated on them when Georgia blew their ass out. Right? I hated on them when they lost, I don't even have the schedule in front of me. They lost a second game. I hated on them. I feel like A&M had a chance to beat them. So, but they've been top 2, 3 all year. And that hasn't changed. Heading into the playoffs, I feel like they're going to handle business. Sark, I was a Sark hater. Sarkisian, I was a hater because he had been a couple places before, and I just felt like he wasn't just that championship level coach like that. But man, these last 2 years, man, he's done some amazing things with UT. But Mike Elko is coming, baby. Mike Elko is coming. So, with that being said, what is he doing? This is Tyler. Hey, man.
Man, my phone died.
Hey, I already know, man. I was about to wrap it up, man. I've been talking, trying to see if you was gonna call back, and so, I've talked to the people about you and your love for Clemson and your blinders. And
Okay. That's when I was starting to smile.
Yeah, no. I told you did a great job with your picks, and I just think mine will. I think my experience in college football and covering it and stuff, I think will win out.
Yeah. But
you never know. Like college football is like anything else, man. This is 18 to 22-year-olds. They can be down one day and up the next, up one day and down the next. So, what did I see in the national championship game? You had Oregon versus Notre Dame, man. You want to speak on that before we get out of here?
Well, I have winning it. I have Oregon winning the championship against Notre Dame. I don't know. I think I just like them more after finding out the whole thing about their conference. whatever.
Yeah.
And then while that may sound dumb to a lot of you, like a lot of things I say regarding college football, that's just what I chose to go off of.
Okay.
I mean, I have watched some games that they've played this year, and
Yeah.
I like Riley Leonard too. He's all right. He's not like the greatest in the world or anything like that. But no, that was one feeling that was really giving me life when I look at Notre Dame on the bracket. I'm like, I can see them doing it. They got to fight a little harder anyways to get here. So maybe that extra heart they have coming into it
puts a little chip on their shoulder. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
that's
when the season first started, right? Notre Dame played A&M, and Mike Elko, the former Duke head coach, was now A&M's head coach, and Riley Leonard, the former starting Duke quarterback, was now the starting quarterback for Notre Dame. So that was a big talking point, but I felt like Riley Leonard was, middle tier ACC quarterback. I didn't feel like he would be a top-notch Notre Dame starting quarterback and lead Notre Dame to what he's led Notre Dame to. So for that, Riley Leonard gets respect from me. Yeah, I feel like his legs. He did a lot with his legs this year, and his arm. So yeah. So I feel like if Notre Dame leans on him at points, I feel like he could lead them to game-winning drives or things like of that nature. Yeah, but I don't feel like it's just something in me that just doesn't feel like Notre Dame will get past Indiana, and it's just me feeling like it's Indiana's time.
Okay.
Not to win it all, of course, but it's their time to make a statement, and I think they'll make it against Notre Dame.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, man.
What was your pick for the final?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Nope.
Oh man, let's go back to it. So, Dad's national championship matchup: Georgia versus UT versus Texas.
Okay, so you had them beating.
I had Georgia beating Boise, UT beating Oregon, and I feel like this will be the third matchup between these two this year. Georgia blew them out the first time, won the second one in overtime. I feel like UT wins the third matchup only if they start Arch Manning. Yeah, they start Arch Manning. I don't feel like Georgia will be ready for him. I feel like Quinn Ewers is a level below Arch, but they've been.
This is actually great. This is great that you say that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Me too. But earlier I brought up a prediction I had, but decided not to speak on it. But it actually works really well with this idea of yours, because my friend was just asking. We were talking about just like off the wall playoff predictions the other day.
Yeah.
And I had one that Quinn Ewers, knock on wood, I don't want him to get hurt, but he could get hurt, and they would end up having to start Arch Manning.
I feel like I've read that he's already hurt.
Oh, he may be.
Yeah, and maybe not enough where he can't play, but enough where there's talks of starting Arch over him.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And I've seen things where it's talking about will Quinn Ewers go into the portal and stuff like that. So, all of that talk is distracting. It's distractions for the team, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And so I feel like if Arch Manning starts, it's going to be a big distraction.
Yeah.
I think the players know that Arch Manning is the better quarterback and gives them the better chance to win.
I agree.
Yeah. But the coaches, like, they're loyal. They have their guy. You know, they tell you the wait your turn and shit like that. So, you know, and Arch has been a good little soldier. He's been waiting his turn.
I mean, because he's already he knows that when he gets it, he knows what's going to happen.
But, you know, let's get Quinn Ewers can beat Clemson. No offense.
He can. I agree.
He may or may not beat Oregon.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know, they may need Arch for that.
Yeah.
But they definitely need Arch to beat Georgia.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I like that.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're still on, right?
Yeah, we are. We about to wrap up, big dog.
Well, everybody, I apologize for my technical difficulties this episode. Be working hard to get it all figured out by next week.
Yes, sir.
Another quick thing, I will be coming to Houston for Christmas, as I said I would.
Oh.
So I think we're gonna try and do a live episode.
Yes, sir. Yes,
so you guys
sir.
can be looking forward to that in the next 2 weeks, maybe. I think.
Yeah.
I think time is right.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming soon, like father, like son, sports live,
baby.
live.
All right, big dog.
All right. I love you, Dad, and I love each and every one of you that watches our podcast.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I mean, even if you don't subscribe, if you're still coming back and watching every week, then that's enough for me, you know. So,
Hey.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love
Thank
you too,
everybody.
big dog.
Thank you, Dad. Thanks for working it out with me tonight.
Yep.
Didn't expect it to be this hectic, and I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, buddy. See you
All right.
next week.
Talk to y'all later.
All right,
Bye.
later, man. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.